So I got a tractor, and I got some forks that I'm going to be adapting to it. They're nice and small. They're off a fork truck. So I got to make some adapters. I've got to make this little detail here, and then some pins. It's got to be wider than the current frame is, and I think I'm going to remove the rack because you know, that's a good bit of weight that I don't necessarily need for the tractor. I'd rather have it be lighter and let the small tractor have more lifting power. But I think these will be a nice little piece and be much more useful for moving stuff around than as you've seen me do before. I got to come up with a plan on how I actually want to do this. I just got these forks today. I haven't really put a whole lot of thought. I haven't measured anything, but the price was right. They were by far the cheapest forks around. I mean, like a quarter the price of what everybody else wanted for them. The guy who I got them from was a real cool guy. He's a machinist. And so I think I'm going to flash up some adapter plates and see what I can do to make these things work on here. Okay, so the tractor is a John Deere 2210. It's in pretty good shape. It has about 750 hours on it. It's been taken care of pretty well most of its life. You can tell the bucket isn't all destroyed, and in general, it's been taken care of. But the biggest thing that it needs right now is a set of forks, because obviously with the way I use it, forks would be by far the most useful tool. So my thought is, this headache rack comes off. So this is a Yale fork truck set of forks, and you know, they were just available at a fair price. So I want to adapt them to a John Deere style quick connect. I don't have one of the easy weld-on plates. I've been kind of thinking back and forth about getting one, but right now I think I might detach the bucket, take some measurements on how the actual adapter plates are made, and I do have some spare steel lying around and a bunch of you know, parts and pieces. I got the lathe, I can turn the pins that I need, so I think I might try to go that route, and it'll be kind of fun and make this tractor super useful. So that right there, that's pretty much the best part about the John Deere tractor versus its competitors. As with anything, you know, every brand has their pluses and minuses. I think on my own I would have probably gone for a Kubota, just preference wise, but the John Deere was a great deal, and they have a detachable bucket. Okay. So we don't need this. Let's see how much that weighs. Oh yeah, that probably weighs, I don't know, 50, 60 pounds. So I've kind of got a rough plan started. I think it's going to kind of fall together as I progress with the work. But first off, I've got a piece that's 4.5 inches long that I'm going to cut off of this piece of flat bar. And it's going to get welded to the sides of this bracket. That'll make it wide enough where I can attach a half round piece. And I'm thinking I might go to the hardware store and just get a piece of steel pipe. And then I can cut it. Then I'll make a brace that goes over top of it to strengthen it. So these forks are going to be light. It's not a big tractor. You know, the forks themselves are rated for way more weight than what the tractor is going to be capable of. So I want to make this light. That's kind of my biggest thing. I don't want to give up any weightlifting capacity. I mean, still going to be pretty strong, you know, this is, I'm not doing this with a piece of tissue paper, right? I mean, that's some pretty good steel there. And this is just stuff that I have left over from other projects, so. Okay, now let's have a look at what we got lengthwise. Inside to outside, what do I have? 44 inches, and I was shooting for maximum 43.5, so that's gonna work. 44 inches, perfect. All right, I'm gonna weld those pieces on. There it is. That's pretty much done. I mean, I got to do a little bottom mount, but that will be totally functional. I wish it wasn't raining so hard. I could actually use it, but just got the final welds of the upper mount done. Now, you're supposed to have pins that hold the bottom in. They would go here and here, but I'm going to see how it works without them, just because this beam here butts up nicely. Okay, so there's a really quick and dirty fork mount system for the John Deere that's taking Yale forks and attaching them on. I might beef it up a little bit, but that's going to be functional, and I want to see, you know, how I like it. I'm probably going to add a receiver mount right here so that I can easily, you know, take a fork off or both off, and then be able to move trailers around or other things. But for now, I think that's going to be really great and super handy. Might have to disable these pins, but we'll see. Look at that. I'm pleased with that. All right, let's fire it up. And I mean, it's raining, but you know, I don't want to leave this half in, half out, so I'm going to get wet anyway. Let's just see how it works, and you can come for the ride. Maybe see, I'll pick up the bucket first. Okay, so I found that when the forks are low, the way this is set up, I don't have enough curl on the loader to tip it up. So what I'm going to do is artificially shim it, right? Because I have tons of curl down. I don't have very much curl up. So what I'm going to do is add a piece of steel in the back here behind the cross brace that will allow me to like artificially tip the forks. That should give me more articulation in the up direction, right? I'm going to bias it up. So we're going to do a couple more little welds here. This is just another modification to the whole idea that allows me to tip the forks more abruptly at low height on the loader. This should really help with my ability to slide things backwards, because if you saw my first trial run, I don't know if I leave it in or not. It didn't go well. I couldn't get the things to slide and figured out the problem, so. Let's give this a shot and see. Let's see if it did what I hoped it would do. I didn't measure the angle that it will have. I think it's just going to fall right in place. Let's see. So here you can see the forks are able to curl up quite a bit, and they're definitely a lot more useful now. I probably have another round of upgrades for this coming later, but for now, there it is. Good set of forks for a nice little tractor. Thanks for watching.